They don't even necessarily have to do with your channel or anything. Just your thoughts about stuff in general, just fun stuff. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Awesome. So rapid fire questions. Ready? Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
I love the face you made too, because I make the same face.
Yeah, I love DC. Don't get me wrong, but Marvel all the way.
Yeah. UFC or Bellator?
UFC.
Okay.
I love Uncle Dana.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So do you prefer to watch a movie or get into a TV series?
I mean, now it's series.
Okay.
Speaking of series, hold on, because he keeps bugging me. Come here. Oh, there we go. Oh, say hi. Say hi.
Look at Baby Yoda.
That's right. So this is Grogu. He's from Sideshow Collectibles, and we haven't released this episode yet, so you saw him here first.
Yo, that's wild. That looks
This is
really
a life
good.
size. This is a life size to the T replica of Grogu or the child from the Mandalorian series. So
I was gonna say that looks really good.
Yep, he could tilt his head. He's not as posable. He comes with the little shifter knob, and he comes with a base, but he could also be without the base. So he's kind of cool. But he looks really good.
He's even got like the hair and everything.
Yeah, he's got a little hair. He can fluff it up.
That is wild.
But he's the man. It's my other son right here.
That's your other son.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Put you over here, buddy.
That is so hilarious.
Don't go breaking stuff, all right? Chill.
All right. So this one is called Quick Turnaround. Of the stuff that's behind you right now, what is your favorite single thing behind you?
Spider-Man.
Yes.
All day.
Spider-Man.
I'm going to tell you why. Because first off, that Spider-Man is a Blockbuster exclusive. So for you guys who don't know what Blockbuster is, all right? Blockbuster was a big Walmart full of movies where you just go in there and you just rent out whatever movie you have. There was no red box. Yeah, there was no red box. There was no Netflix. You go into like a store that looked like a Walmart and you rent your videos. So when Spider-Man came out, they had these in display and they gave a raffle out. So one day I found online some dude that won the raffle. They sent him one that was messed up and then he got another one. So this one right here was the one that he got brand new in a box. He sold it to me. I can't even remember how much I got it for.
What?
I brought it here. This is years ago. I had this thing sitting in a box forever. And it wasn't until maybe 3 or 4 years ago that I took them out. Then, not only that, right? So that's a limited number, exclusive from Spider-Man 2, I think it was, with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
It's certified. It has the Blockbuster sticker on there. So, one, they're rare.
Yeah. 2,
Blockbuster doesn't exist anymore, so it has the logo on there, the number. And then I found out Stan Lee was going to be at a Comic-Con, the second time me meeting Stan Lee. So I took the base, which is about this big, all the way up to New York on the train. So I had this metal thing in my hand. Everybody's looking at me like, what the heck is this? Took it to Stan Lee. Stan Lee signed it. I got it certified. So that is signed by Stan Lee, who is no longer with us.
Oh my
the father of comics. It's certified by Blockbuster. And yeah, that thing right there. Yeah, it's my baby. I don't know if you can see the base, but that metal thing.
Yeah.
Standing him up with the circle down there. It's like, looks like a surfboard or a little skateboard. I brought that over to Comic-Con and I had to lean him like on the sofa so he won't get messed up. And I got Stan Lee to sign it, man. So
that's like a double whammy, Stan Lee and Blockbuster.
Yeah.
That is a prized possession.
Yeah. So that's one of my
that's cool.
My
that's
baby,
really cool. And you can tell it's from like the older movies, not like the new ones, not like the Tom Holland or even the Andrew Garfield. You can tell that's a Tobey Maguire.
Yep.
Just by how the costume looks. All right, awesome. That's a cool story. Okay, rapid fire. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, it's a hot dog.
Oh, okay. Is the original Die Hard a Christmas movie or not a Christmas movie?
Oh my God, it is a Christmas movie. I know people hate that. I hate that, but I watch it on Christmas.
I agree with you. Yes.
All day.
Okay. Would you rather bungee jump or skydive?
Negative. None of the above. You won't catch me on any of those.
That's so funny. I'm 100% with you. Neither. Of those. Coffee or tea?
I don't like any of them, but I would say tea, if anything.
Tea? Okay.
Chocolate milk. If chocolate milk was a all-day chocolate milk.
Old school. Yeah. What is your favorite food?
Pizza.
Pizza.
Pizza, yeah. I love.
And
pizza.
What topping? What topping?
I'm good with cheese.
Just
good
plain.
With cheese, just regular cheese. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Dream vacation.
Oh man, not that one. You got me. So, I've done a couple of my bucket list trips.
Okay.
Right now, it'll probably be the Galapagos.
Ooh,
I'm a big animal guy, so
Yeah.
love the Galapagos.
Yeah.
Or maybe something like the Maldives, even though I'm not really like a resort guy trying to I like
Yeah.
adventure. The Maldives is good too. But
Perfect.
probably Galapagos just because it'd be an amazing thing to see all those animals and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So
Good choice. I like that. Do you prefer sweet food or savory food?
sweet.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm such a bad advice for me.
Well, we'll
God.
staying on that topic. Favorite ice cream flavor?
Chocolate.
Chocolate, old school. I like that. All right, so we're gonna finish up with some Marvel talk. We can't get
Okay.
out of here without talking about Marvel, right? So obviously we're both big fans. We're both Marvel people. DC's cool for its own reasons, but like obviously we're Marvel people. So top 3 favorite Marvel films in order.
Old Man Logan.
Okay.
That's got to be up there.
Yeah.
Deadpool, just because Deadpool was different, and I feel like they finally got one hero right.
Yeah.
Aside from Wolverine. I mean, Winter Soldier was really good, just because the way the movie was.
You totally
Love
stole
Winter
my
Soldier.
thunder, man.
Yeah.
I'm like Winter Soldier. So my wife wasn't a big like Marvel person or whatever, and I told her, I was like, listen, watch Winter Soldier. It's like a spy movie that got made into like a Marvel type of movie. It has like a great plot, some of the best fight scenes. Like Winter Soldier is amazing. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, listen, Marvel's doing it right. I mean, they're planting the seeds early, and then at years later, everything else is coming out. I think that's where DC kind of missed the ball and everything.
100%.
Although this Snyder cut, for me, I don't know about you if you saw it or not, loved it.
Last thing I had on the list to talk about was the Snyder cut.
All right, we'll talk. We'll get there. But when we talk about it, I'll tell you why. But I think the Snyder cut finally did something for DC to get them being like, all right, this is how we got to do movies now. But on the other hand, the DC animated series or the animated movies are better than the Marvel movies. I think they're just great. Although they're cartoons, their storylines are amazing. I love every single one of them. Very few that weren't good. Like almost all of them were great. But I think Marvel's doing it right. I think now with Disney, although some people were like, they're going with Disney now. I think Disney what they needed to start doing more things as big as the Avengers and all these people together. So
yeah, absolutely. Logan was amazing. Deadpool was hilarious. Winter Soldier was so good. Good choices. All right, so with all the streaming services going on right now, have you seen Mandalorian and WandaVision?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I started Falcon and Winter Soldier, and
Yeah, right. So
there.
I thought Mandalorian was awesome. I thought WandaVision was great. I really liked both. Just real quick, tell me thoughts about both of those, and if you had to pick, which one did you like more?
Mandalorian all day. So
That's how
I
I
love
felt.
Star Wars. I do think Mandalorian is actually better than the Star Wars movies, and I love the Star Wars movies. Especially the original ones. I mean, they're great. But the Mandalorian was done so well, and Jon Favreau is just dude's
Crazy.
a monster, man.
Yeah,
and it's funny you said that because one of our goals on ToyQuest101 is to have some inclusion, right? So we want inclusion for kids with autism special needs. So one of our dreams is to be a cameo spot. We don't even want to roll, just a cameo spot to show kids that, hey, we'd love to be in the Mandalorian or any of those shows. Doesn't matter what it is. But the Mandalorian is it's done so well, and everybody in it.
Yeah, it was great.
Everybody in it, all the actors, all the little cameos that they're doing. It's just very well done. I mean, the child, come here, he's amazing.
There he is again, the child.
Everybody loves him. But it's just great.
When Ahsoka showed up too.
Oh, I love her. She's such a great actor.
Yeah, Rosario Dawson was great. Yeah.
She looks so good, and that was fan cast. I think a lot of these directors, and I'm not an expert, so nobody shoot me with that stuff. But if they listen to the fans, right? If they get more involved into the backstory and what people want, and and the likeness of the character and how they portray themselves on TV. You know, the people who watch or her fans, they fan selected her to be that person, and then they did it, and everybody went nuts. So she looked great. As far as WandaVision, it started a little weird, right? Because you kind of had to get into it.
First, like couple episodes were like, where is this going?
Yeah. I thought it was cool because they were, you know, Dick Van Dyke and like
laugh
the
tracking
or whatever.
And all that kind of stuff.
That was cool. And then finally it got really good.
Crazy.
But I like when they do characters that are not like huge characters. Like it's not like Iron Man, right? So WandaVision, or Wanda, who's the Scarlet Witch, and Vision, and how they went into the comic books when Vision came back as the White Vision and all that stuff was really cool. But yeah, they're doing a good job. Disney's killing it. And now with, you know, the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier, you're just like blown away because they already gave us something at the end, which I'm not going to spoil for anybody, but they already gave us something at the end that we're like, oh my God, I can't believe they brought him in there. So I love it, man. I think Disney and Marvel are doing great. And it's just good I'm happy to see the things that I saw on paper come to real life. And that's the magic of movies. And I absolutely love it. So
yeah, if anybody out there is wondering, Falcon Winter Soldier, should I check it out? Check it out. It's so good. And like you said, that little bit at the end, it was like, what? So that was really good. All right, so speaking of DC, let's talk about it. Final topic of the night, Justice League, the Snyder Cut. You saw it. I've seen it. What do you think?
So I have first off, that should have been the movie the first time around, right?
Right.
Unfortunately, what happened with, you know, Snyder, or, you know, that was unfortunate for the family. But I'm kind of glad that he came back and did this not only for his daughter, but for his legacy too, right? And I think he gave the recipe, it was out there already because Marvel was doing it, but he gave the recipe to DC to be like, this is how we should do a movie. Because yes, it was 4 hours long, and everyone's like, oh, it's 4 hours long. I don't care. I'm glad it was 4 hours long. But he dived a little bit more into the backstory, right? Which it's hard to do in like an hour movie, right? Or a 2 hour movie. So he dived more into the backstory. They planted seeds for other movies, and the storyline made sense. And he also did things like the comic book when they brought back the black suit for Superman. That was huge. That was one of the most iconic moments in DC comic history. And for them to miss that on the first Justice League, it's like, you know how many Superman fans were upset? Like there's certain things you shouldn't do, and that was one of them. You know, and I'm not a professional at movies at all. I don't know anything about them. But for you to miss such an iconic thing, and Zach was like, we need to have this. People went nuts. People went nuts to see that, you know. And, you know, he planted seeds with other characters coming in, and he planted seed for what's to come, right, in the next movie. And hopefully, you know, it set records. It set so many records now, and not even in theaters. That's what's amazing about it, right? He didn't do it in theaters. He did it on HBO Max. And, you know, I hope that he's able to jump on and do something else, because my biggest thing with the DC movie, especially Justice League, was the star power. How can you mess up a movie with such great actors? I love Gale, Ben Affleck, freaking Jason Momoa, and they all fit. And one thing I like, or I absolutely love and hate, is I love when the characters look like the comic book heroes.
I know.
I hate when they don't. Jason Momoa looks like a badass
looks
Aquaman.
Just like him.
You know, Henry looks just like Superman. Gale is beautiful. She's Wonder Woman. Like, it's great. So, you know, I hope they bring Green Lantern back in, because that's something that needs to get. I
know. I do fixed. Too. Yeah.
You know, they hinted at one of the other members, which I don't want to say it because I don't know if everybody's seen it. He was in there. A lot of hints, a lot of planting of the seeds, and a lot of what's to come in a villain. So I'm excited, because there's a big difference between Darkseid and Thanos. So Thanos, although he was evil, he really was trying to do good. So that's the crazy thing about Thanos. Thanos isn't really as evil as people think, because he was trying to cleanse the earth to make the earth better. Darkseid is just trying to kill everybody and take over. There's a difference. So
Yeah,
I'm excited.
it was rough because I'm a pretty harsh grader. I'm a movie geek, like that's my thing. And Justice League, the first one that came out, I just gave a straight up F. I was like, this movie, I thought it was garbage. Like I just did. And I think it was because I was so angry that so many of the points that you made, like so many amazing actors, and you have all of these characters, and you have so many different storylines and things you can work with, and I just felt like I didn't care about the villain. I didn't care about the characters as much as I wanted to. Like Cyborg, I felt like was on the screen for like 10 minutes. Like
Even
I,
Flash was like what?
Flash is such a cool character, and I love Ezra Miller, the actor. And I was just like, Cyborg and Flash have nothing to do. This is awful. Like, so yeah, I totally agree that the Snyder Cut. In my last video that I made, I talked about it just briefly, but I was like, this Snyder Cut is like a million times better than the actual Justice League that came out. The black Superman suit was ridiculous. I like totally geeked out when I saw that. But just giving Cyborg more of a story, giving Flash more of a story,
especially the Flash, because the Flash is one of the most important characters there.
So
and for him to do what he did at the end leads to another story called Flashpoint. So
exactly, yeah,
it's
they opened up a lot more doors with this.
Exactly.
You know, but I think going back to the very beginning, DC's biggest mistake was how they rushed things. Like you said, Marvel's been doing this for over a decade. They've been planting seeds for over a decade. And now they're paying off now with all these shows and everything. And if they just threw out all these shows and it didn't make sense, you would be like, why are they doing? But every time they're coming out with something, it's characters that you care about. It's like people you've invested in already.
And they're all connected.
Exactly. Like everything has little bits of Easter eggs for everything else. Like for me, like I really liked Wonder Woman, the first one. I didn't like 1984, but I really liked Wonder Woman, like the first one that came out. But you know, like I just felt like it was just thrown together too fast. It was just too little. So I think Snyder Cut opened up a lot of doors. I hope they bring him back and let him continue to develop things and work on things, because obviously he has a better eye for it than the first one. You know, so I totally agree that they fixed a lot of things. They opened up a lot of doors. They gave a lot more character development. And Darkseid, man, he's a bad dude. He's just a bad.
And he looked great. He looked great. And Granny Goodness was there. There was a lot of like evil people.
Granny Goodness.
Yeah. So that was good. You know, and it's crazy you said that, because when you read Marvel comic books, even DC, you'll read a storyline, but then there's other comic book storylines that come out that have to do with, you know, inside of that once. It's just like a one-off. Like if you want to know more about what happened with this person, this is why. And then you read you get into another comic book. That's kind of what Marvel's doing with all these little episodes. What I did dislike about, I could have done with not that many slow-mos. I feel like they overkilled the slow-mos. And I was just like, all right, the first hour, I'm like, geez, man, they really love these slow-mos. And I love slow-mos, but not the slow. I could have done without the slow-mos. And I'm trying to think what else.
I mean, there was still a lot of things that I didn't like, or that
there was still a lot of things
it was still too rushed. It was 4 hours, which, you know, it is 4 hours, you know, but like with me even saying it was a million times better than the first one, I still only gave this a C+ in my review, because I said there's more to come. Like this will get better if they stay on the course that they're now on. Like this will continue to get better. Characters will grow.
They just need to leave it to Zach. Leave it to him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so I'm hoping that it gets better, but yeah, so this was awesome, man. This was so great. Like,
man,
thank you so much for doing this. I am going to continue to check out your work. I'm going to have all kinds of links below and everything, you know, to your channel and everything like that, and your merch. Thank you for sharing your story, how you guys developed this, what's kind of in store in the future, and then just a little bit about you, your personal life, and all that kind of stuff. So in the future, I would love to come back and reconnect and do another one.
Yeah, man.
But we'll stay in contact. But this was amazing. I really appreciate it. I had so much fun doing this. And yeah, so any other thoughts or anything like that? Anything else you want to talk about your channel or anything like that?
Nah, man, just give us a follow. You know, support us. Yes. Look out for Autism Awareness Month. It's a big month for us. You know, check out our merch, obviously. And, you know, we'll keep checking your story out, too, on your YouTube channel, because that's big. So keep up the good work, man. I think you're doing great. I'm gonna see big things coming from you. I already see it. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
let's
I
do this again,
appreciate
man.
that. So thank you so much, Miguel, for joining. This was amazing. Guys, ToyQuest101, check them out. They're amazing. What they do is so awesome. So as always, everybody, thank you so much for joining. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is you're coming from. And I'll see you guys in the next video.